Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Fantasy Fictional Football Podcast. Today we have a special guest joining us. Matthew, say hello.
Whoop whoop!
Alright, and today's episode, it will be a complete football team comprised of League of Legends characters. These are all League of Legends characters according to the official League of Legends wiki at leagueoflegends.wikia.com. I'll be honest, I might be out of my league here. League of Legends, for those who don't know, it's a MOBA. What does even MOBA stand for?
Multiplayer online battle arena.
Gotcha. So it's a very, very popular computer game. It's played around the world. They have $1 million tournaments of this game. They have a lot of characters. About, I'd say, 50 characters?
119.
Well, I was off by a little bit. So 119 characters. So we'll be drafting a complete football team, all 11 on offense, all 11 on defense, a kicker, and a head coach from these characters. Any rules that you think we need to explain about this?
I don't think there are any explicit rules as to the drafting. The idea is that we are including all of the characters' abilities, regardless of their relevance to football.
Correct. So, and no one's dying. It's not like you can kill a player in the football game. Every player can survive. So if a player or a character in the situation has a death ability, upon death, they cannot use that ability because they're not going to die in a football game.
For example, Karthus here would be a shit-ass pick.
So, Matthew won our coin flip before the draft here. You're the visitor, you call in the air.
Tails never fails. Ah! No! Get there! Damn it! Get in there!
Bullshit.
Oh!
There we go. He will be picking first, and I'll be picking second, and it'll rotate back and forth. Matthew, me. With the first pick of the League of Legends draft, Matthew selects
Lee Sin, kicker.
Why are you taking...
Boom! Get in there!
Why are you taking your kicker with the number 1 overall pick?
Lee Sin is by far one of the most broken champions in the league. He is without a doubt a continuous top contender in LCS. You always see him either picked or banned. He's one of the best junglers, debatably. And while I suck with him, he is just a fantastic character overall. He also has one of the only strictly kicking moves in the game. His ultimate, he kicks a player and they fly across the map, stunning and knocking up anyone they go through. I figure if this guy could put a giant Tyrannosaurus from the void through another player 100 yards down, I'm pretty sure you can kick a pigskin through the uprights fairly consistently. This man is going to be dependable points through the season.
I love the reasoning behind it. I'm just shocked with where you picked him, because you would never see a kicker pick number one overall. Now, it makes sense. I just felt like you could have saved him and gotten someone, a quarterback maybe, or your left tackle, or a D-end, or somebody like that.
So I think you'll see, going through this, some of my picks are going to be a little out of left field. I'm picking non-traditional champs that you might not be either aware of. So I'm playing a little bit of play your opponent, not the game. I'm also thinking Lee Sin could go any position reliably.
True,
you could put him at tight end, you could put him at wide receiver, you could put him at running back. I wanted to snag him at a position I really wanted him before you got to him.
I personally had Lee Sin as a receiver.
Yep.
Just because I thought of what he brought to the table. Again, a hacked, almost broken champion. So I thought he'd be an amazing threat at receiver. Matthew takes him at kicker. And now we move on to my pick. Now, my reasoning is this. I don't play League of Legends. I do not. Matthew does. So I'm looking at it purely from almost a number standpoint, from an analytics. And on the official Wikia, they have numbers associated to their health, their attack, their spells, and their difficulty to play. I'm not worried about difficulty of play at all. I'm worried about really attack and health. And that leads me to my first overall pick. My first overall pick is my left tackle. Alistair is my left tackle. A tanky champion, very tanky, but he has also an above average attack. So he's got 9 health. He has a 6 attack, which is out of a scale of 10. So he's got above average attack. He's got super health, which means I want durability from my left tackle, and he's got some fight to him, and he's a tank. So I love that he can take a lot of beatings, but also dish it out as well, and that's why Alistair's my left tackle.
So Alistair was definitely in my top couple picks. I had him on defense because his skill set,
D-end or
straight up nose,
just nose, yeah.
Because his attack set lets him headbutt a champion. So basically, you snap the ball, headbutt the center back into the quarterback, and then he has a knock up. And then after each use of his abilities, he starts this little trample move where he just shrugs off basically everything.
And that to me, I mean, D tackle makes sense, but that to me as a left tackle protecting the blind side, and he's got so much versatility.
Yeah,
he can block in the run game. He can pass protect. That's why he's my first pick.
Nice.
What are you thinking for your second pick?
Solid pick. In this pick, I still don't know what your strategy is. I see you're going left tackle, and that's always a good pick, blind side of the quarterback. I think I gotta go and play with my strengths, because I don't think you're gonna pick my quarterback, but I do think you will pick one of my wide receivers, which has me scared. I'm going second pick, Ari, wide receiver.
Wasn't even on my roster.
Her ultimate lets her basically flash forward 3 times. Oh. Talk about getting some space between you and the corner.
That'd be she could be a great corner or a safety if you want to go that route. I don't know how much health she has or if she's squishy or not.
She's very squishy,
so
I didn't really want her being on the defensive side.
No, you're right.
I wanted her just getting out there and catching the long balls.
And I'm with you on that. Characters who are squishy or have low health, I put them on, or at least on the skill side on offense and not the defense, because on defense, you're going to have to make a tackle. You're going to have to be more physical than a receiver. Now, running back, you're going to need to take a pounding, but I feel like if you're going to be squishy, I'll put your receiver.
Yeah.
Which leads me to this.
Oh, no.
Which leads me to my receiver is Fiora.
Ooh!
Fiora, why? Because she, according to the Wikia, has 10 attack. She has the maximum attack, and she's got 4 health, so she's not a complete frail, but I feel like she's got the speed, and she has the attack to really get downfield and be my deep threat.
You are putting pretty much everyone on the opposite side of the line as I would have put them. Fiora is all about getting in there. She's a melee range champion. She uses a fencing sword.
Physical receiver.
She's a physical receiver. She's all about, but she has a lot of abilities that rush her into the fight rather than getting her away from the fray.
Threat. No, if I'm rushing in, I want to get downfield now, baby. Let's do this. Although I can understand why defense would make more sense.
To me, I would have put her more at like maybe an outside linebacker. She could play the defense, but then she can blitz off the side.
The reason I didn't put her on defense is because of her 4 health.
She is a little squishy.
I thought squishy. I thought, you know what? If I'm going to go durability play here, especially at linebacker, that is a very physical. And at 4, or what I see as a 4 and a below average health, I'm saying, you know what? I'm just going to put her at receiver and let her go get the thing.
This is definitely going to be interesting. You're picking solely on stats.
Yep.
And I'm picking solely on play style.
Yep.
Now I'm a little confused because I know who my third pick was going to be, but now that you're picking on stats, I think I can relax a little bit and let one of my wide receivers maybe go up in the air. I got Ari, which is my number 1 pick for receiver.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna solid up the offensive strategy. I'm gonna follow suit and get my left tackle.
Who's your left tackle?
Leona.
Shoot.
Defensive, just stuns for days. Tank, like, I play Leona. I love Leona. Leona is all about just, you will not get to my person.
You took my center. I had Leona at center.
Leona's kit is so unstoppably oppressive.
Tanky support?
Tanky support.
Yeah.
Her entire objective is to just be a wall for the person that's making plays.
And
who's making plays on the field? Quarterback.
So it's a good play.
You put Leona at left tackle, no one's getting in your quarterback space.
I haven't taken a defensive player yet, and I will now. I'm going to go with my most, you could argue, one of the most important defensive players. I'm going to go with my defensive end, the corner of my defense, and I'm going to go Blitzcrank. Boo! Blitzcrank, because of his, I like Blitzcrank because of his super high health. He's got a decent attack, which is like 6 or 5. I'm okay with that. I like the high health. He's durable. But really, for the most part, I like Blitzcrank is the claw. Is that extending super claw that can reach out and tackle an opponent, and that's why I take Blitzcrank at DN.
You're talking about contain. That dude just post up and run outside. Run outside, please. Oh, you ran outside?
Now, see, I can play. I know a little bit. I know. That's real. Blitzcrank and a couple other guys. That's only their ability. I know Blitzcrank has the giant claw, so I immediately thought, maybe a linebacker, but D end because of his high health. He has decent attack, so I felt put him on the end.
He's a little tanky.
He can set the edge, so that's why
he's got a knock up, so he can kind of hold his own with the offensive line.
Big time athlete.
Be an athlete.
Yeah, he's a robot. He's not going to get injured. He's not going to pull an ACL.
Yeah. Nice. I think I'm going to follow suit and pick my my first defensive player.
Who are we going with?
When you think linebacker, I can't help but scream this character's
I
name.
really hope you don't say it.
Rengar.
Oh,
Rengar.
the-
You're going Renekton.
Oh,
I'm
good.
thinking Rengar.
Woo! I thought
No.
you were going to steal my goddamn running back.
You can keep Renekton.
Okay.
Rengar is my boy at linebacker.
Now explain Rengar.
So Rengar, if you're not familiar with him, is he's a mercenary kind of. They base the character a lot off of the Predator from Alien vs Predator. He's the big cat with the long dreads. He's got some claws coming out. He has an alternate mana source called Ferocity.
Damn, I love Predator. His ultimate lets him stealth, and then it cranks up his Ferocity, so the next ability he gets to use is super strong, and his main ability is pounce and punch the dude across the face. Hence perfect linebacker. The stealth,
the dude could just post back, see him running up the gap, pounce on him, and just ring him down.
The stealth ultimate also plays in a big factor in the pass protection.
Yup. You don't know where he's going to line up.
Yep.
You can't call out Mike Linebacker.
Yep.
Mike Linebacker's not visible. What you going to do? Also, he has a bola, so he can throw that out and slow anyone that gets outside of his contain.
I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to solidify the middle of my defense. I'm going to solidify the defense here, and I'm going to go my one technique defensive tackle. I'm going to go Rammus.
Oh, damn it!
Rammus.
Same pick as me.
Yes! Rammus, huge tanky. But he's got, what they say is they call mid-attack, and he's tanky. He has 10 health. So Rammus has the highest health in the game, which I thought he's big, he's tanky, he's the biggest guy, so probably the slowest guy as well, I'm assuming. So I'm putting him at the D tackle spot. You can't move him. He's my one technique. Just eat up double teams. No one's going to run the ball in his gap. Rammus is my D tackle.
It's a solid pick. Real close to putting Rammus either a D tackle or guard. He's real good.
No, and guard would have made sense too.
He's got that taunt, so he can just occupy a dude for enough time to get ball out of pocket.
Oh, beautiful. Then that helps me at my D tackle position.
Yeah. I think I'm going to keep shoring up my defense with some solid penetrators. You pick a D tackle, I'm going to pick a D tackle.
All right.
Olaf.
Oh, you took my starting middle linebacker.
Get there. Olaf, another one of my favorite junglers. Let's just talk about his ultimate. 7 seconds of immunity to cooldown, or to crowd control.
So he just occupies people?
Right off the bat,
yeah.
Pops his ultimate, he just breezes through your O-line like it's a Sunday stroll. Oh, hi, quarterback, let me put an axe in your face!
That's awful.
Oh,
God, you suck.
The Viking just getting into the pocket.
I'm okay though. I'm feeling okay, especially where I'm going with. You know, it's time for a defensive back. It's time for the new hotness. And at corner, Nocturne.
Oh no!
Yes,
Oh, damn it.
Nocturne at corner, the epitome of the assassin. All speed. Now he's a little squishy, but that's okay. But I like him more as a speed corner, kind of a cover corner. Is he real physical with you at the line? No, I like him more in a zone coverage scheme. But I love what Nocturne. You put Nocturne on an island, and he's got that guy.
Yep.
He's not getting open.
Same pick. I was going to do
You
same
were gonna
pick.
say-
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Nocturne is absolutely a D corner.
Yep.
You can't stop him. His ultimate is the whole darkness. So he blocks off everyone's vision, and then he could pick. He gets to see everyone on the map as far as enemies.
Okay.
And he can just pick a person and go, you, vroom, and he just teleports to them.
And the reason I didn't go Nocturne at safety was because of his low health. Safety
Yeah.
need to be more physical and bigger, so I figured if I had him at safety, he's going to get injured in every other play. So, and then that's why I have Nocturne at corner. But I like the play. I'm excited to have Nocturne on my team. And I'm interested to see what direction you're going to go with next.
So you said safety. I'm real torn between Nav and my safety, but I think it's a bit of a niche pick. So I think I'm going to match your pick, go corner, and I'm going to say Akali.
Okay, why Akali?
Akali is the absolute mirror opposite to my wide receiver pick. Ari, she's got the triple blink. Akali has a triple pursuit. Her ultimate lets her go.
Makes sense.
You got away from me? Nope.
Catch up.
You got away from me?
That's
Nope.
a great pick.
You got away from me? Nope.
That is a great pick.
She has a stealth bomb. You can't see her when she's in it, and as long as you're in the smoked area, you're slowed.
Ooh, slows down the receiver.
And
catch that's a hell of a play.
She is one of the burstiest assassins you'll ever see.
That is
you let an Ari run away up top lane, you're not going to see the rest of that game. It's surrender at 20 time.
Those abilities, it makes it sound like that is almost a perfect corner. If you would have gotten Nocturne and Akali, it might have been night-night.
My defense would have been locked up. If I got both
you
of those...
You ain't throwing the ball. It's going to be tough to throw the ball.
Done. I hope you like your running game.
It's time. It's time for quarterback.
Ooh.
It's time for my quarterback.
Here's the moment of truth.
Now I'm torn, because I have two people I can choose. They're both 80 carries.
Oh, I'm safe.
Yep.
I'm safe.
They're both 80 carries. And I'm gonna go with Varus as my quarterback.
Not bad.
Why? Because he has the second longest range. Caitlyn had the longest range, but Caitlyn has a much lower health than Varus. So Caitlyn, she might be able to throw the ball farther, but if she gets hit, she's going to get injured right away. Yeah. So I'm taking Varus, which is a slightly shorter range. He carries the team as a quarterback, hence 80 carry. I like him. I like his health, which I think is like a 5 or a 6, which I think is decent. I think he's more of an Eli Manning type, just kind of a winner, someone who doesn't have the strongest arm in the world, but is going to make the right decisions for my team and get the ball to its playmakers.
I like your pick. I almost would have gone with Caitlyn over. I was torn. If I was you, I would have picked Caitlyn, and here's why. She's got her 90 cal net, which lets her slow an opponent, and she shoots back from it. So she has a little pocket escape. She has a little distance maker. Yeah. She can also set down traps. So she's her own line. She can set up a little bit of a defensive perimeter around herself.
Sounds a lot like Michael Vick or Johnny Manziel in this situation.
She's definitely brittle once you get to her, but you got to get to her.
Gotcha.
And she does have some long range.
So it sounds like a lot like Michael Vick then.
Her ultimate is also a sniper strike. It's a guaranteed shot as long as someone doesn't get in the way. So you can line up a long pass and you're guaranteed to make. It's a sure thing. Now, there ain't no Hail Marys. She made the pass.
I just went Varus purely on numbers. What does Varus have in terms of abilities?
Varus's ultimate is actually pretty good for defensively. He shoots out sort of a tendril bomb where it hits the first person, coils around them, and then spreads out to nearby enemies, and all of them get locked down and stunned.
Gosh, so it's like a self-defense mechanism.
He's also got a area of effect slow, where he shoots up a volley of arrows and it slows in an area. And his other abilities don't really apply to football. He's got a dot that when he hits people, it puts a little ticking on them. It stacks and it does extra damage on some of his abilities based on when he hits them. So he's got good distance. I think he's a solid pick. Okay. Either one of those would have set you right. Now that I think my QB is safe, so I'm going to hold off on that pick for quite a while. I think my QB is safe.
If your QB is like your favorite character, then you might be in trouble.
No.
It's not? Okay,
don't you worry. Let's see. I think I need to shore up, so I think I'm going to make my safety pick.
Who?
Thresh.
Wasn't on my team.
Oh, man.
Wasn't even on my team.
Man. See, my obscurity strategy is backfiring because I keep getting worried. So Thresh, I pick him at safety, and here's why. He's slow. He's a little bit more of a support character. He's got some bulk. He's got some meat to him. Okay, so he can also deliver a hit.
He can come downhill on the run. He can fill the D gap.
However, he's got a blitzcrank grab almost. He throws out his sword? He has a chain scythe.
Okay.
He throws out his chain scythe, and not only does it snatch you and he can pull you towards him, he also brings himself to you.
Oh, wow.
He also has a lantern that he can put down. It shields him and any allies that walk through it. Also, an ally can click the lantern, and it'll snatch the ally and bring them to Thresh.
Why not Thresh at linebacker? That sounds almost like a perfect linebacker.
I want my linebackers to be a little bit more aggressive. I want them to get in there and kind of make a show of it. Thresh, he's the last defense. He's the one that's saying no.
So if he gets burned deep, he can throw out the chain scythe.
Yep. Okay. If he gets burned deep, he's got his safety nets. He also has the big old box for his ultimate. He puts down a bunch of walls. They slow and damage when you go through them. So he is a solid shore up. No one is getting past this point. Sort of big safety, no long game defense.
I think it's time for me to go outside linebacker. I'm going to go outside linebacker here. I'm going Pantheon.
Ooh, Pantheon. Good pick.
High attack. He's got decent health. He's literally a monster Spartan. I think his spear can really do some. I think his spear can do some damage. I like what he can bring physically on the edge. So I like Pantheon.
Good pick. A classic gank jungler. He doesn't have a lot of jungle clear. He can't kill mobs very quickly, but he relies on early game, getting in your face, making some kills in lane. Great pick for a linebacker. I'm gonna get my other corner. Diana.
Not even on my team.
Diana? Basically the same character as Akali.
Yeah.
She has a thematic tie-in with Leona. She's Leona's sister, whereas Leona is of the sun, Diana is of the moon. She has a lot of abilities where she can tag you, and whenever she hits you with an ability, you're tagged with Moonlight, which allows her to jump to you. With her ultimate.
So it's just like
the same sort of Akali thing. She's got the pursuit to keep on you, and she's got a pull in that'll rein you in.
It's like a tag team duo at corner.
Yep.
That's a very smart play. Very smart play.
I think with you depriving me of Nocturne, I think Diana is the best move I can make at corner to keep those positions solid.
I'm gonna go with. I don't know. I'm torn. I really am torn here because I want to go corner, but I think I need to take my safety. I need to take a number 1 safety here, and I'm gonna go Tryndamere at safety.
Ooh,
he's got mid health, but he's got 10 attack. So I see him as more of a coverage safety. Yeah. He's playing center field, more of a ball hawk. I'm not expecting him to come downhill and play the run as much. I see him more as a free safety playing center field in the cover 3. So he's going to be more attacking the pass, not as much attacking the run. He's supporting the run, but I see him more as I'm using him to be most effective in the pass game, not in the run game.
Weird. I think the exact opposite of when I play that character.
Really?
Tryndamere is all about getting your face, smacking a big sword on you, and getting some crit damage. He delivers a heavy hit, but I'd see him more as a linebacker or maybe even a DND tackle.
The reason why I put him at safety, I see his 10 attack there, so I kind of want him to...
You want to deliver a blow from the backfield.
The way I saw that was I want him to attack the ball when it's in the air.
Yep.
Instead of maybe attacking a person, because I'm going to go maybe more physical. My strong safety might be a more physical edge to him. Tryndamere I saw as attacking the ball and pass coverage.
I have a feeling he's going to pull a lot of leading with the head penalties out there. He's a little bit gung-ho. You might need to rein him in, sit him on the bench a few plays before he hurts some people. Solid pick, though. I think I'm going to keep shoring up defense. Defense is where I have the most worrisome picks because I feel like in League there are very few dive champions in comparison to the champions that are a little bit just beefy. Yep. So... I'm gonna go D-end, and I'm gonna go Darius.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. I had Darius as well as a D-end. Unfortunately.
Darius is that dude that can just run away with a game. He can make your life hell. He's got a heavy attack. He's got just tankiness for days. The best part about him for D-end is he's got that little hook grab, so he can. It's not near as long as Blitzcrank or Threshes, but it's got some, so he can keep that contained solid and still deliver a killing blow.
I'm gonna go D-tackle here. I think I need to shore up my line. You took my other D-end, so now I gotta scramble for a D-end here. At D-tackle, I have Udyr.
Good
Udyr
one.
at
Good
D-tackle. He's got a 7 health, 8 attack. I see him as a 3 technique defensive end, someone who's more of an athlete, much more of an athlete than Rammus, and someone who can affect the passer. He can really pass rush well, and that's why he's my 3 technique.
Udyr has an interesting play set. He has stances. He doesn't have active abilities. All of them are passive abilities that gain an extra passive bonus after you initially activate them.
Was it like Tiger Stance or something?
So he's got Tiger Stance, where when you initially activate it, increases his attack speed, and when you initially activate it, his first very bursty high-speed attacks give a damage over time effect. He's got Bear Stance, where it increases his run speed when you first initialize it, and so it's a big run speed increase. And whenever he hits you, I think it's on like a 3-second refresh, but his hit has a chance to stun you. And so, Bear Stance, he can lock you down. Turtle Stance, he gets an extra shield as soon as you activate it, and his defenses are boosted.
So the Turtle Stance, he's good against the run. And
yep.
If you go Tiger Stance, he's good against the pass.
Tiger Stance, he's good against the pass. Yeah, you've got the Rush Passer.
Got it.
And then if someone loses Contain, he's got Pursuit with Bear Stance.
Love it.
Let's see. I think I'm also going to go D-Tackle, Dr. Mundo.
Dr. Mundo?
Dr. Mundo.
Isn't he like 2 feet tall? How is he going to be your D-Tackle?
Dude, Dr. Mundo will break a line. Dr. Mundo.
What does Dr. Mundo do? So I'm not familiar with
Dr. Mundo is all about just being a big slab of meat.
Gotcha.
Dr. Mundo is all about having a lot of health. His ultimate regenerates health at an absurd level. A couple of his abilities don't apply as much to football, but his cleaver throw, he loses a little bit of health, but he throws a cleaver, and when it hits an enemy, it refreshes some of his health, and it slows them by a lot. I think Dr. Mundo can be a serious threat, penetrating your O-line, and on the pursuit, just throwing out a cleaver, snagging him, and he runs in, and you can just lock him down.
That sounds like a hell of a pick. Now, I'm going to go back to my offensive line here. I'm going to go right tackle. Shyvana.
Ooh.
Shyvana at right tackle. She's got decent health, and she has very high attack, so I feel like as a right tackle, you're the road grader. You're the one who we're going to run the ball behind. So I'm going to run the ball behind Shyvana. She doesn't have the highest health in the world. She has, I think, a 6 or 7 health, but she has a very high attack. So I want to run the ball behind Shyvana. Is she as good as in pass protection? No. She's not as good in pass protection as Blitzcrank is. I'm sorry, not Blitzcrank, but Alistair. But I like Shyvana to complement Alistair because I'm going to run the rock behind Shyvana at the right tackle.
I like it. I would have picked her as defense. She's a little bit more of a dive, mobile push through. I also thought about her at running back.
I can see where you're coming from running back because she's so divey.
Her W also speeds her up, and her dragon form gets her a leap forward, and it pushes people out of the way. She can break tackles.
I look at that and I see I can really she can be
also
a very effective right tackle.
She does play as a tank. So she typically plays her as a tank.
So you can build tanky Shyvana.
Oh yeah.
So
you typically play her as a bruiser. You want her putting out damage, but you also want her surviving the length of the fight. Gotcha. So right tackle, solid choice. I'm gonna go ahead and shore up my defensive line. Get my 4th defensive lineman out there at D end. J4 Demacia.
Not even
Jarvan the 4th.
Oh, Jarvan. Oh, I had
Jarvan the 4th.
I had Jarvan. Darn it.
Yup.
Darn it.
I had to make that pick. That was just his ultimate is too good. Oh, I lost contain. I shall make a crater around you, and you ain't getting out of it.
I'm gonna get a playmaker here. I'm gonna get my second playmaker. My second wide receiver is Master Yi.
Ooh,
yeah.
Solid choice.
Oh yeah,
solid choice.
All speed, and this is really
this
is a speed play for me. Master Yi, AP carry or
AD carry.
AD carry.
They have since reworked him from the days of APE. He's now back to his 100% AD assassin flavor, which I much prefer. I much prefer the AD version of Yi. You know what? No, I'm going to make another defensive pick.
Good.
I think I need the Wonder Twins out there.
What?
Kha'Zix at another outside linebacker. Kha'Zix at outside linebacker.
So you're going 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers, correct? Okay. And I'm going to be doing the same thing here. I'm going to be playing what they call a 4-3, 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. Which leads me to my other linebacker. Actually, yeah, my other outside line. I'm actually going to go with my middle linebacker is Tarek. He's a
Tarek.
Tarek. He's a support, but he's got a lot of health and he's got a decent attack. I see him. He's a linebacker. I see him as a middle linebacker. He's supporting everyone. He's supporting his linebackers. He helps out where he needs to. He's good on both sides of the. He's good in pass. He's good in the run. He's got this is what to me is a versatile play. He's a versatile Mike linebacker, and that's what I want. He has a lot of health, so he's durable, and I want a durable Mike linebacker.
Interesting. Tarek I would have pictured only as an O-lineman. He's so heavy defense. He has shield abilities. He has abilities that boost the defenses of other people around him. I would have pictured him solid O-line pick.
I see that defense play. I like him in the run game to use those defense plays. Now, if you use those offensively, he's an O-lineman. If you use them defensively, I see him as a Mike linebacker.
Ooh, I gotta do it. I think I would have maybe preferred him at a defensive line, but, you know what? No. Audible. I know where he's going. Safety, Malphite.
I had Malphite as an offensive lineman.
Yep.
Why tanky? A tanky safety?
The reason I take him as safety is his ultimate. He charges in and he knocks up everyone in an area. He can sit back, wait for the play to develop, and then just wreck it.
So this is your strong safety coming downhill, helping out in the run game a lot.
He can help in the run. He can get back and slow a person that's going out for a long pass.
So this is like he's Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
Is really what he's turned into. Okay, interesting. And now I'm gonna follow your safety pick here, and I'm gonna go with Xin Zhao.
Xin Zhao.
Xin Zhao is my safety. He's got decent health. Choice. He's got high attack. This is to counter your pick. This is my thumper in the back end. This is my heavy hitter safety. Gonna come downhill, knock some heads off. This is my Cam Chancellor. If we're gonna relate this to the Seattle Seahawks, this is my Cam Chancellor. Xin Zhao.
That is pretty good, sir. I like it. I think I already got one of the dream team. I think I'm gonna Zerg rush the long game.
What do you think?
I think I'm going to abandon the tight end and just go for
4 receivers. That's fine.
Solid pass.
That's fine. Just go 4 receivers then.
Cassidy at wide receiver.
Cassidy at wide receiver. Okay.
he has a blink that he can reuse ad nauseum. He can just
Blink, blink, blink. Oh, jeez.
He also has
That's tough to defend.
He also has a cone that slows, so right off the bat, slow the corner, get out.
And since now that you're going to go 4 wide receivers, I got to get my other corner here. Get my other corner here, and I'm going to go Vladimir. And I'm going to go Vladimir purely because of his ability to turn into a blood pool and then re-pop up. So what I'm thinking is he plays the corner, maybe not a man corner. I don't know if he's the fastest guy in the world, but I love what he can do because he can go become a pool of blood and then pop up right in front of the guy and intercept the ball. That's what my thinking is of Vladimir at corner.
It's not bad.
What else does Vladimir do?
That's pretty much it as far as applicability to football.
Yeah. So maybe I can use him as a press man corner kind of thing, but he's not exactly the.
He's not really going to make plays on his own, but he's consistent, he's reliable, and he's there to help other people out.
That's encouraging then, at least.
All right, I think I'm going to keep with my long game strategy and grab Kennen for another wide receiver.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kennen has an ability that lets him turn into raw lightning and just
wow.
zoom. And he flies through units. You can't touch him. You can't stop him.
You got a lot of speed at receiver.
Yeah.
But you don't have a lot of bulk at receiver, so a little fragile receiver.
I don't need to worry about it.
You just go pure speed.
I'm going distance.
You're going to go 3.
I make that gap. I get that initial gap, pass the rock, and then they're in the end zone. I don't got to worry about surviving the hit.
You're going to have 4 Deshaun Jacksons out there.
Yeah.
Just no help at all speed.
Get them all phantom dancers. They'll just outrun you.
I'm going to go with my center. I'm going to go with the brains on the O-line. Maybe not the brains, but I'm going to take Shen as my center. A healthy tank. And that's really what I'm going for. Just he's a ton of health, pure tank, and that's why I'm going Shen at center.
Yep. Solid choice.
Any other things that Shen does?
Shen has a taunt. Pretty much exactly what you want out of a tank. He can actually just forcibly occupy a person for a set period of time.
Oh, that helps.
He has a shield. Yep. He has life gain. He also has his ultimate, which targets an ally, puts a shield around them, and he teleports to them. So he's that perfect O-lineman that can actually get downfield and continue the block, continue the long play that kind of goes the extra mile, that second effort play. He's all over that. I think I'm going to match your center pick and choose my own center.
Oh, who are you thinking?
Braum.
I don't know who Braum is.
Braum is one of the newest champions. He is a shield man, a good doer from the far north. He has a giant shield that literally blocks everything coming in.
This is perfect.
He is a wall. He is the immovable object. He will not let you through.
So he's good in pass protection, but is he good in run? Can he get in the run game?
He won't be much of a run game, but I'm not worried about him with the run game.
Well,
you're
going 4 receivers.
I just need that wall to keep my quarterback ready to throw the long ball.
And I'm gonna adjust my game plan on the fly here. Originally, I said I was gonna run a 4-3 defense. I'm not.
3-4?
I'm running a 4-2-5, also known as the nickel defense. And since Matthew is going with 4 wide receivers, I don't need a 3rd linebacker. I need a 5th defensive back, and that's why I'm taking Vi as my. Vi is my nickel. He's what we call a nickel corner. Why nickel? Because if you have 5 defensive backs, 5 nickel, they just call it a nickel defense, which means just 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs. So my fifth defensive back is Vi. He's got decent health. He's got a very high attack. I think he's a speed guy, or he's good in coverage.
Vi is all about the dive. She's all about getting to your back line and just knocking someone out. She has her Vault Breaker ability, which lets her charge up a huge punch, and that punch actually carries her physically forward a long way, knocking up and somewhat stunning opponents on the way there. She also has her giant metal gloves that she wears, break people's armor down. She's just great at wearing people down over the game. And then her ultimate lets her zoom to a person's location, knocking people out of the way as she goes. She knocks them up into the air and pile drives them into the ground.
So she could be a good blitzing nickel, too. She can do both. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You put her on a lightning blitz, it's going to be bad times in the backfield.
I like it. All
right. Well, you stole one of mine. I'm going to steal one of yours.
What? Who are you stealing?
My last defensive pick, my last linebacker, Renekton.
No!
Renekton!
I should have taken Renekton sooner, but it's all right.
Get that croc in there!
Should have gotten Renekton sooner, but it's all right.
So, Renekton I like. He's got a lot of mobility with his slice and dice.
Tanky fighter.
Very tanky. He's great on the run because he's just a big body. His ultimate lets him get even bigger. He's great on the pass because he actually can move out, help get some zone coverage in, and slice and dice his way to an opponent. And then, using his W, he can actually lock them down and give them a stun. Solid defensive player.
All right, I'm going to go with a bit of an oddball pick here. This one's going to be off the wall a little bit. I just have 5 words for you, Matthew. Have you seen my Tibbers?
No!
And he's not my D-end. Tibbers is my D-end.
Tibbers is your D-end.
Tibbers is my D-end.
Tibbers is your D-end.
Tibbers is my D-end.
A bold maneuver.
He's a giant rampaging bear.
He is a giant rampaging bear.
He's my left D-end. I want him strong in the run game. He's my Michael Strahan.
I'm not gonna lie, I think you're gonna be playing a man down for a majority of the game.
Because for this situation, we're viewing as Tibbers as a permanent character. Yes.
Oh,
Tibbers is what exactly? He's an animated doll. Is that what he is?
He is a stuffed animal which has been animated through dark magic to become a giant Inferno Destruction Titan.
Well, in this case, he is permanently a resurrected Inferno Destruction Titan.
That's all
for
right,
the whole game.
But his conditioning sucks. You're gonna have max level. You're gonna have to give him a full minute and a half off between plays.
He could be. It's okay.
You're gonna be running. Your nickel's gonna be looking a little heavier towards like a dime.
He's got Pantheon behind him at linebacker to help him out. He's got Tarek there to help him out. So
he's gonna need a breather, man. Get that man some Gatorade.
I love Tibbers in the pass rush, but I also love him in the run game. I know he's not the most conditioned athlete, but he can work on that. We can work on that and build him up.
Meanwhile, Annie's on the sidelines. Go, Tibbers!
I told you I had some.
A little controversial of a pick. I'm tempted to disqualify it, but we'll play it out for the sake of comedy. That's just too good. You started talking about running back.
Yep.
You already stole Vi from me.
Yep.
I'm not gonna let you steal another one of my perfect picks.
Who? Who's your pick?
Hecarim.
Now, who's Hecarim?
The Haunted Horseman. Hecarim is a man whose attack is literally dependent upon how fast he is moving.
Oh, wow.
He moves fast. His 90% of abilities are all about just charging through people. He can actually use his main damage-doing ability while he's moving. A rare thing in League of Legends. Usually you have to actually... The character animation stops their movement. Not Hecarim. He continues moving while doing the attack animation.
Kind of like the guy who's the Garen?
Garen, who does the spin to win, yeah. No, Hecarim is all about pass the rock to me, I'll get out there. Also, I don't mind putting him in a pass formation. He could get some distance on people.
Okay.
Also, I picture him as a fantastic pick blocker. He could do a bubble. We'll go long game. We'll get you thinking they're going for the Hail Mary. All of a sudden, bubble. What you know, Leona's coming around wide. She's got you locked down. Kennan's just off to the races with the rock now because Hecarim just blew up your corner.
Kind of like a Shady McCoy there.
Yeah,
like that style.
You usually don't build Hecarim pure damage. You usually build him a little bit tankier, like a bruiser. He's meant to get in and wreck shit up. Okay. He's meant to pile through your entire team's line and cause some devastation. I feel like he can blast through a lot of stuff. He's going to give me some fantastic short yardage plays. Maybe even break out for a long run. Yeah. Solid run. Hecarim, get there.
I'm gonna take my third receiver here, and I'm gonna go Zed. Ooh. Zed, I know he's squishy, but I have him as a slot receiver. This is my pure speed. He's got 10 attack. He's got the highest attack. He's a pure assassin. This is my pure speed slot receiver.
He could be pretty good at receiver. He's got a shadow clone ability, so he just throws out his shadow clone, and then you're thinking, oh, he's coming across the middle.
Yeah.
Teleported outside. Boom, hook route. What did you know? Let's see here. What do we want to do?
You still haven't gone quarterback. We're now almost like...
I guarantee you're not going to pick my quarterback. I am 100% confident you'll never pick my quarterback.
What is it, Captain Timo?
You'll see.
If it's Timo, I'm riding. If it's Timo, I'm
you're done.
I'm flipping
That's it.
I'm flipping tables. If it's Timo.
Right tackle. I got my good running back. Now I need to give him an edge to run off of. Right tackle, Sejuani.
Why Sejuani?
Sejuani is another one of those tanks that prides themselves on getting in and wrecking shit up. She has a lot of slows. She won't stop you, except for her ultimate. Her ultimate is this big bola that throws out and creates a glacier that traps people when it explodes. She's a huge just defensive wall of a person that's going to create basically an ice wall between you and every one of my offensive players that I want to get around the outside.
And, I mean, that ice wall sounds like a perfect play for in-pass protection. I'm going to go offensive guard here, and I'm going to go with one of my first picks that I thought of for guard. Gangplank is an offensive guard.
Ooh.
Supporting tank, area of effect. I love his AoE, which is why I have him at guard. He's more of an area guy, kind of fight you in a box kind of dude. Tanky, big guy, can take a lot of bruisings, not exactly the fastest guy in the world, but I love what he can do as a support and as a tank.
Nice, I like it. All right, I'm going to go right guard now. I'm going to keep the right side on the running plan. I'm going to go with Volibear. Volibear is another one of those charge at you. He has a flip ability. He has a lot of damage that he can output. Also, when you get him low health, all of a sudden his passive procs, and he starts regenerating health at an absurd rate. He's a very difficult man to kill. He's a very difficult man to keep down, and he's going to keep pushing it in on you.
So I think I'm going to change it up as well. I'm also going to go full receiver set here. I can't think of a decent tight end here to match up, so I'm just going to go 4 wide receivers. And with that in mind, I'm going to take my running back right now. And my running back is Talon. Talon, he's got an invisibility ability. He's got invisible ability, and he can slow people down as well. I know he's got a little bit of low health. He's got 3 health, but he's got a very, very high attack, which I do like. Bess, what can you tell me about Talon?
Talon, he's got the invisibility ability you mentioned. He also has a rake ability where he throws on a cone in front of him and slows people down so he can get a little bit of distance off people. He can also teleport to enemies and just appear behind them and sort of backstab them. So you could use that theoretically to get around an oncoming big block. Just sort of teleport to the back of the person and keep on running.
So just use the teleportation as an offensive weapon instead of a defensive weapon. All right,
Yep.
good.
Alrighty, I think... So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to solid up my quarterback's blind side.
Yep.
Left guard, Skarner.
Why Skarner?
Skarner is another one of those characters that does a good defensive package while still being an aggressive threat. I feel like on the run game, he can still push at you a little bit, and his ultimate is the main reason that I like him. His ultimate is he fires, he's a scorpion character, his tail shoots out like a crystal laser beam at you, crystallizes you, and then he can drag you across the map. So, if someone loses contain, say Braum falls asleep, and they do a switch maneuver on the inside, all of a sudden Skarner can just lock down that dude that's coming in that he wasn't ready for. He can adjust himself and get back in the set.
Do you have Singed? Did you take Singed?
I did not.
Well, it's time I did.
Damn it.
Singed is my
Damn
right guard.
Damn it.
Right guard Singed. Big time tank player. He's got a bunch of health, and he's got a little below average attack, but he's a guard. He's there to maul people. He's there to... I want him there in pass protection primarily, but I think he's decent in the run game. But I think Singed makes a great offensive guard.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing... That was going to be my next pick, tight end.
Yeah!
That was going to be my next pick, tight end. I went for Skarner. Maybe I shouldn't have, but he was the tankiest person that I'm seeing on here that I like. You know, the reason I took Kha'Zix at linebacker is because Kha'Zix and Rengar are actually thematic enemies, so I kind of like them having to team up.
A little tension?
So, a little bit of tension there, a little bit of competitiveness. They're going to be competing for that biggest hit.
Gotcha.
They're both kind of assassin-y characters. Rengar is a little bit meatier and beefier, that's why I put him on the inside. I want him there for the run. Okay. Kha'Zix can turn invisible and then get back out there on the outside if they need more protection on the pass.
All right.
He's got a jump ability and also a slow ability, so... I feel like he can make a pretty good plays on the outside as a linebacker, while also still being a major threat with an assassin bursty damage, getting in there on the inside run when he's needed. Alright then, well, I have a choice between getting some more defense with a tight end, or going...
You mean offense?
Defense against for my pocket.
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha.
Having a little bit more of a versatile character.
Gotcha.
Singed I really wanted because he's got that tankiness to him, but there are 2 rules in League of Legends. One is
don't die.
Communication. One is communication. You always want to communicate with your teammates. Yeah. The second rule is never chase the Singed.
Don't chase Singed.
Don't chase Singed. Don't chase Singed. Hey, are you chasing Singed? Fucking don't. What are you doing? Stop it. You're doing it wrong. I'm communicating you with first rule. You're breaking second rule. The reason being Singed has a poison tail, and no one can fucking catch the dude. He has a flip. He just flips you over his shoulder. He has a slow pool, so he can make an edge.
Kind of how Nocturne has his fast little pool, whatever that his trail thing.
His trail thing where he speeds up. Yeah. Singed has a pool that he can throw down that slows people going through it.
Okay.
His ultimate lets him regen, and he's got crazy fast movement speed. You always take Ghost on him, and the fucker just goes. He's like the dude from Africa that just cannot stop running. The man is uncatchable. You do not chase him.
He's consistent.
He's got enough damage to be a threat. You don't want to keep him alive, but at the same time, he's so tanky you can't ever kill him. That's why I wanted him at tight end.
I like him at guard just for that consistency and that durability.
Yep.
That's really what I was going for.
He's a solid choice. I think I know what I want.
What are you going with?
I think I know what I want for my tight end.
What are you going with?
I'm nervous now.
What, you think I took your tight end?
No.
Well, you better not take my fourth receiver, because I still need a fourth receiver.
Who the fuck is your fourth receiver? We're running out of fast ones. There are really 2 picks right now, but this one I feel like has a little bit better hands. Okay. I feel like I could actually use her both as a defensive player and as someone that's going to get out there and make me some short passes and get me a presence in that middle of the field where I need it. Riven.
Why Riven?
Riven is only cooldown based champion. She can spam her abilities. However, you play her a little bit more conservative. You keep a nice, solid, consistent rhythm going with how you play her abilities. I just feel like she's going to be a solid piece on the field.
She's a great third down player.
She's going to be that third down player. She has a dash ability, so she can get a little bit distance, or she can close a gap if she needs to get to a block.
Not going to be a freak athlete like a Jimmy Graham, but a consistent tight end, someone like Greg Olsen. You'll
never see her on a poster, but you will see her next to every good play.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the kind of player she is. She also has a stun, so I feel like she can get me that extra bit of edge coverage that I need for a run play. She can also pull across and give me some good backside blocks. Or she could just go out and be a presence in the middle that's still a threat for the pass.
It's a versatile, consistent play.
You can play her tanky. You can play her attack. You can build Riven a lot of ways. I feel like she suits the tight end position well.
She's like your team's Charles Clay.
Yup. Big enough to be defensive, fast and athletic enough to be a threat downfield.
I like it. My fourth receiver, thank God you didn't take him. I'm going with Quinn.
Oh, she's good.
Quinn as my fourth receiver.
I thought about it. I really thought about it. And solid pick.
What I see here on the numbers, at least, I see Quinn's got a 9 attack, so she's almost perfect in the attack. But she's not as squishy. She's only 4. So I like what she can do as a receiver. Maybe more of a possession slot receiver. More of a physical, kind of like an Anquan Bolden, like a really thick slot receiver who's going to go up against not tight ends, but go up against outside linebackers, block them, but also be consistent enough and physical enough to really make the tough catch. Going across the middle and taking a big hit and getting back up, talking trash, and let's go back and let's do it again.
Quinn is a fantastic pick for a fourth receiver. I thought about her a little bit too. She is a very odd AD carry. She's technically an AD carry. You do build her for doing the damage, but she's very non-traditional. She's not that hang in the back, sort of secretive, and then all of a sudden you just explode in and kill everyone. She's more of an assassin. Her ultimate turn, she actually swaps place with her Falcon, and her Falcon is a melee character, so she has a little bit of bulk to her, and the Falcon will actually do a lot of burst damage. And then when they swap back, a series of arrows fires down from on high. She also has ability where she kicks off of the person in the face, does a backflip, and then does some extra damage. She has a very interesting, highly mobile, feels like an assassin, but she's so close combat oriented that she has that bulk that you need to keep her, like you said, delivering a hit, taking a hit, and getting back up and talking some trash.
I like it.
All right, we're on our last pick, sir.
I mean, 2 picks.
Last 2 picks.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, no. Well, I still haven't taken...
we both have coaches yet. Coaches, yeah.
Who's your last position that you haven't taken yet?
Quarterback.
You are waiting for literally the last pick for your...
Last pick for quarterback.
For your most important position.
Because I know you would never pick this.
Who is your quarterback?
You would never pick this, and this is going to be a real weird pick. He doesn't... I would not say... He's got brains. he gets a little ballsy with them.
If it's Teemo, I'm flipping this
Nope.
table.
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
it's not Teemo.
You saved yourself a
I
table.
wish.
You saved
I
yourself
wish.
a table.
I wish I could pick Teemo and feel good about it just to troll you. I can't. No, I had a strategy from the get-go. What was my first offensive pick? Ari. Get out there. Go long.
Mm-hmm.
What was one of my other offensive picks? Cassidy and Kennen.
Speed.
Get out
A lot
there.
of speed.
Go long.
Got a ton of speed.
Who am I passing with? Who's throwing the pigskin? Who's chucking them long balls? Ziggs.
Who's Ziggs?
Ziggs is a Yordle, like Teemo.
So
He's a
it's
little squat guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the vision, but what he does have is one of the longest hitting ultimates ever. He chucks his big mega death bomb across the whole map, and you're just thinking, we're at the 20-yard line. Line of scrimmage is on their 30. We're fine back. What is that? Long ball. Call it.
So this is your Russell Wilson pick.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is your short quarterback, big arm.
Oh,
who
yeah.
can really sling the rock.
This
Ziggs.
man has arms for days. He's a mechanical genius. He knows his way around dynamite. He's got some escape. He can throw a little bomb satchel down.
Smoke
and
bomb.
Exactly.
Smoke bomb.
He actually explodes it, and it rockets him away, and rockets other people away as well, so he can use it as a little bit of a bounce to get himself some clearance. He also has some mines he can lay down to slow people. But overall, he's just long distance, chucking the rock a ways away.
And to finish up my team here, I actually love that pick. It makes perfect sense. I would, me not being familiar with the lore and the community, I wouldn't have known to pick that.
That's why I felt secure.
Even the
leaving him for
numbers,
last.
even the numbers, there's no way I would have known how to do that. However, my kicker, much how you took Lee Sin for his kicking ability, I'm taking Vayne for my kicker.
What is this?
Because he has she has the lowest health in the game, but the highest attack, which to me epitomizes a kicker. She's the frailest person on the field, but she can be the most deadliest. Is she a ranged character?
She's a range, she's an 80 carry, and she is the quintessential hyper carry. She has a passive ability. When I say hyper carry, I mean someone who, at endgame, if you allow the game to go 35, 40, 45 longer minutes,
late game,
the character is going to become unstoppable. It doesn't matter how big you built your tank. Your Nasus could be at 700 stacks. Your Cho'Gath could have 5 quadrillion health. Does not matter. Vayne will kill it in 3 seconds. She has a passive ability which every third basic attack on the same target will do true damage to that target. It ignores armor, it ignores magic resist, everything.
It bypasses everything.
Straight to the health bar.
Wow.
All of a sudden, the opponent does not have pads. Boom! Delivering a hit. She also, her ultimate increases the scope of all of her abilities, so her tumble that lets her get a little bit of distance turns her invisible briefly. Her basic attacks are just ginormously stronger. She is one of the most... I hate her. I hate her because
she's a very annoying character.
She scales so well into endgame, you have to end the game early, or you have to have a team that has so much CC you can just lock her down and she's not an issue.
So it doesn't. It sounds like it's an interesting kicker pick.
Yeah, it's not a traditional kicker pick. I would not have imagined it at all.
But the reason,
But when you said it,
yeah,
I totally get it. I get what you're coming from.
Low health,
giant attack.
Yeah.
Could not take a hit. Legally doesn't have to take a hit.
Yeah.
But can deliver some points to the board. I got you.
That's why I love her.
I got you.
Love her. Have you picked your coach yet?
I have not picked my coach.
Who are you going to go with for your head coach?
So this is my lore pick. This is
okay.
I was torn between two.
Is it the old guy in the helicopter?
No. Both of them are AP casters.
Okay.
I wasn't sure which one to do. Malzahar would have been it. He's one of my favorite characters. If I'm like feeling a little bit lazy and don't really want to think about playing, I pick Malzahar because I could raffle stop with him, on demand. But for the lore, I have to pick Swain Train.
Why Swain Train?
Swain is the commander of the Noxian forces.
Okay, so he's got background of leadership.
He actually is a general beyond compare.
Well, then
his lore says he thinks 5 steps ahead of you.
Well, then
he is an undeniably brilliant battle commander.
That's your perfect coach, then. Really, that's gonna be a tough play for me to counter with.
Also,
yeah,
the Swain Train has no brakes.
Wow.
Choo choo.
Matthew, I think I've come to terms with my head coach. I think I'm excited for what this man can bring to the table as a leader of men, but also as a man of the game, someone who knows the game very, very well, and that's why the head coach of Team Tyler is Heimerdinger.
Oh,
Heimerdinger,
pick.
I like it. He's a smart guy. He's a genius. I think he can do a lot of things. He looks like a genius. He looks like Einstein, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got that big hair. He's got that mustache. Also, he has a passive buff that increases the experience gained of all characters on his team. So he's going to be there for your team. He's not going to do anything radical. He's not really a carry. His role on the field isn't to do anything outlandish and just win the game outright. He is, however, one of the best lane pushers in game. You will not outpush him. He has turrets that he deploys in order to stabilize a lane and just sort of freeze it and cut it off and say, you will go no further than this. He has a solid just mind game of what's going on. He has a toolkit that prepares him for all situations. He's a solid coach. He's not going to do anything that will make the highlight reel on his own. He's not going to make bold, daring choices. He will make smart choices.
He's not going to do an onside kick in the halftime coming out of the Super Bowl.
Nope. No. He's not going to do anything that you would say, why would you do that? He will say things like, smart choice. Smart choice. Good play. Good fundamentals.
Solid coaching
he
fundamentals.
He is a fundamentals guy. No trickery in his playbook. Nothing that's going to blow your mind. He's just there to win the game,
and that's very, very reassuring. Because if I'm going to go up against the general, I want someone who's a tactical genius, someone who just knows the sport well, and I like Heimerdinger. Matthew, were there any guys on my team that you wish you would have had?
Vi. Vi was the number one thing that jumps out to me is I wish I had that. Also Shen.
But I took Vi so late. Why'd you wait so long to take Vi?
I had choices that. I knew I wanted Ziggs at quarterback for the long game. I knew I wanted to pass the rock far. And I felt like with how many defensive picks I made early, I was very happy with how my defense looked. So I sort of switched off into picking offense. And Vi just unfortunately fell through the cracks. She was an early thought of mine when I was initially thinking about who am I going to pick for these various positions. If I would have had her, I would have rather played her than Renekton, but I'm perfectly fine with Renekton. He's a solid, still in that same sort of role as a character.
I wanted Renekton badly as running back, but I just got beaten to the punch on him. So.
Also Shen. Shen was a great pick. I would have much rather had him than Skarner. Skarner's a little bit more brittle than I like. He doesn't have quite the expansive toolkit that Shen does. But you know what? I'm still happy with it. Skarner's a great blindside guard. He's still mobile. He's still attacky enough to do some things for me. He's not a Shen, but I think he rounds off my kit well.
Good. Renekton is my first off. I want a Renekton. Lee Sin, I really wanted as a receiver. Actually, I wanted Lee Sin at receiver. And then Jarvan, I also wanted, but on the offensive line. You took him as a DN. I really wanted Jarvan as a guard, maybe as a right tackle even. Malphite, I could have seen as a slot receiver almost, but you took him at safety and that. So those are really my only big things that stick out to me as who I wanted from your team that I just got beaten to.
Nocturne was another one you took.
Yep, I took Nocturne.
I would have been very happy to have that.
Nocturne was my number one corner the whole time. That was the first guy I thought of when I thought defensive back. I thought Nocturne.
Yep, Akali was my number one. Otherwise, I would have been straight to Nocturne. He defines a corner. He really does. I would have rather had him than Diana. I'm still happy with Diana. Diana and Akali really are almost the same champion. Yeah, they really are.
It's a smart play. It's a good tag team combo play. I think your corners are a better 1-2 punch than mine. I think I have the better corner, but my second corner, Vladimir, bit of a reach. It's mostly because of his one ability, not necessarily his overall body of work. I think I help him though with Vi, Xin Zhao, and Tryndamere back there, but I think Vladimir might get picked on in the secondary.
Yeah, Vladimir is definitely your weakest link on defense.
On offense, I feel like I don't know. I love my O-line, and maybe my weakest link is running back, a talent at running back, because I love Shyvana, Singed, Shen, Gangplank, and Alistar is my offensive line. So I'm feeling pretty confident about this.
Your O-line is pretty good. It didn't have as much CC as I tried to put into mine, but I did early pick Leona, so that kind of pigeonholed you away from CC. Still, though, solid choices at O-line. Running back definitely your weakest spot.
Yeah.
Talon, he's kind of an odd fit for that position, but I think with what you had left, he was probably best suited for that.
Scheme. It was a scheme pick.
You got Singed, which is just That's hard to beat.
Is there anyone you're surprised with that wasn't picked by either of our rosters?
Galio.
Who's Galio?
Galio is a winged. If you think about the old cartoon gargoyles, he's basically one of those guys.
Ooh.
Yeah. His abilities are he throws out a ball of light from his eyes that slows and damages opponents that are caught in the AoE blast. He flaps his wings and creates a wind gust. It does damage to opponents, and it also speeds up allies. Also, his ultimate is this huge area of effect taunt that can basically catch an entire team and just suck them in. Overall, he also has a shield that he can put on allies. Overall, he's just a fantastic O-lineman. If you were doing more of a run offense, we both kind of went pass game.
Yeah.
If one of us had chosen to do more of the run game, he's a fantastic.
If one of us would have gone 2 tight end, 2 receiver, a fullback, and a running back, and just pound the rock here, we would have gone, okay.
If someone had gone running offense composition, he would have been the man in the hole doing a lot of work because his wind gust gets everyone moving real fast up through that pipe. So you're going to get that 1, that 2, that extra 3 yards that really define that short run game strategy.
Well, that's it for our fantasy draft. Let us know down below in the comment section. Who do you think won? Do you think Team Tyler won with the Blitzcrank at D-end, Varys at quarterback, Fiora and Master Yi at receiver, or do you think Team Matthew won?
Ziggs at QB, chucking the long ball to Ari and Caston, blanking down the field. And then, on defense, Rengar smashing your face!
Let us know below. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Please follow us on Twitter at 3FPod at Twitter, or if you want to send us an email, at 3fpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you later. Have a good one.